Welcome back to the channel. I am the Maize Madman. Before we get started, make sure you hit the like button, share this with your social media and friends, drop a comment, and be sure to subscribe. Today, we are talking the rumors of Jim Harbaugh and J.J. McCarthy possibly returning. Plus, Michigan loses another key piece to the transfer portal, a potential star, all that, and of course,
I'm upset. No disrespect, respectfully, but disrespectfully, it's disrespect. Don't be disrespectful. Those vile, disgusting Spartans, poor little bro them. And I'ma tell them where I'm at. That vile, disgusting cesspool in Columbus, the other state, and of course, as always, I'm upset.
Maize and Blue Nation, it's Tom Brady. I co-founded Autograph with one mission in mind: change the fan experience for the better. That's why I'm excited to announce the release of a new app that recognizes the biggest Michigan fans. The Autograph Fandom app gives you access to the best Michigan content, fan challenges, and exclusive rewards for diehard Wolverines, all for doing the things you already do, like listening to this podcast. Head over to the Apple App Store and search for Autograph Rewarding Fans and download today.
let's start with Jim Harbaugh news. According to Ian Rappaport and Tom Pelissero, Harbaugh is set to meet with the Chargers this week. He's been linked to that job for the better part of this season by pundits across America, mostly because of the location in California, and of course, Chargers starting quarterback Justin Herbert, who Jim has spoke glowingly about in the past, and of course is expected to be an all-time great. At least he has the tools to be. That said, nothing has been said further. In fact, there was a report earlier about how the Chargers and Harbaugh hadn't even spoken. So whichever one you want to believe is what you will believe. Ian Rappaport is a pretty reliable source, though, I will say that. With that said, still, the Chargers aren't the only team that could potentially want to contact Jim Harbaugh. The list includes the Las Vegas Raiders, who Harbaugh has connection with. In fact, he started his coaching career as an assistant for the Raiders in the early 2000s, and the ownership, Mark Davis, son of Raiders great Al Davis, does have a liking for Harbaugh, but it is thought that the current interim head coach, Antonio Pierce, is the favorite to land that job. So just wanted to keep you guys in the loop in that respect. But there's even some motion that Harbaugh could remain in Ann Arbor, and that includes a Michigan insider saying that Harbaugh and JJ would be returning, and he put a 70% hedge on that. So whichever you believe, it is what it is. I also saw reports that it's coming down rather to Harbaugh wanting in the contract a clause, if he returns to Michigan, a clause that Michigan wouldn't be able to fire him with cause if the NCAA came down hard on Harbaugh and the Wolverines for things that the university already knows, which makes sense. If I'm Harbaugh, I would definitely want that sort of protection in the contract myself. But we'll see what happens. You can see here the betting odds say that Michigan is still the favorite to retain Harbaugh's services, even over the Chargers and the Las Vegas Raiders. So leave a comment in the comment section. Where do you think Harbaugh ends up? Does JJ return? If Harbaugh returns, let me know in the comment section. We'll talk about it. Moving right along. So just like in any other postseason situation for the Wolverines, since the portal has been a thing since the beginning of time, with seniors and juniors declaring for the NFL draft, Michigan will suffer some attrition this offseason. The latest being Chris Jenkins, defensive tackle, senior defensive tackle, has declared for the NFL draft. I don't think that was too much of a shock to Michigan fans. One that was a bit of a shock and a bit disappointing is sophomore cornerback Amorian Walker declaring for the portal. That does hurt Michigan a bit, as seniors Josh Wallace and Mike Sanders still both will be entering the NFL draft. So Michigan is kind of light at corner. They do have some young talent, Jair Hill, of course, being one of them. Some other guys that could step up. They already lost cornerback Cam Calhoun to the portal earlier. That was announced before the Rose Bowl. So Michigan definitely in that secondary will have to do some recruiting and maybe even dipping into the portal for that. Speaking of dipping into the portal for secondary help, Michigan lost to Alabama for the services of former 5-star Damani Jackson. However, that was before Nick Saban decided to retire. So Damani Jackson committed to Alabama. He will be able to decommit, or rather enter the portal again over the next 30 days. And if he does so, it is the thought that Michigan would be number one on that list, as his recruitment really came down to those two schools in the end in the transfer portal. In fact, he was no contact unless it was Michigan or USC in the transfer portal. So I suspect that Michigan would be the landing spot for Damani Jackson if he decides to jump back in the portal. Let me know in the comment section what you guys believe. Speaking of guys that entered the portal, wide receiver Darius Clemens, we spoke on that a bit in the last video. He also entered the portal. Michael Barrett, Junior Colson, these are guys that have declared for the NFL draft, along with Jaden Harrell. So Michigan will suffer some attrition, but they do have guys at these positions to be able to step up. Of course, the sophomore duo at defensive tackle of Kenneth Grant and Mason Graham. So filling the shoes of Chris Jenkins shouldn't be too hard. There's still some guys that are undecided, like Donovan Edwards, even though he just signed a NIL deal with a local car dealership, I believe. So that is encouraging for Michigan fans. It looks like he'll be staying at least for one more year. Let me know in the comment section what you guys believe, what you guys think of these guys entering the portal and into the draft. Let's talk about it. And some breaking news, since I finished recording this video, I was editing this video. Breaking news came through that Michigan head coach Jim Harbaugh and the university are still negotiating a contract. Of course, the national championship celebration at the Chrysler Center, hosted by Champion Circle Collective, is tonight and sold out. It would be amazing if Michigan and Jim Harbaugh announced that he is staying at that rally. That would be incredible. I think the odds of that have shot up tremendously with the news of that they are still negotiating a contract. Let's talk about it. Go Blue. In some happier news, Michigan players and head coach Jim Harbaugh visited Mott's Children's Hospital with the national title trophy, so the children there could get to spend some time with it, see it, touch it, and also interact with the coach and those players. Jim Harbaugh was joined by quarterback Davis Warren, wideout Jake Thaw, and defensive back Jesse Madden, who of course is the grandson of NFL legend, video game legend John Madden. So that is a very, very nice thing. Speaking of Michigan players and coaches, the NIL program, Those Who Stay, which set out to raise $1 million to help keep Michigan's roster together, is far exceeding expectations. To this point, they've already raised over $650,000 for that collective. So Michigan is doing a decent job with NIL in that collective anyway, of raising money. Hopefully they can keep up the start that they've had with that, and maybe raise some more money and get some of the targets that they really want. I think that's really what it's come down to for Michigan at this point, and there's no need to sugarcoat it any further or any more. Michigan needs to do a better job at in recruiting, especially from the high school ranks, and I think these collectives would go a long way in doing that, as it seems like the arms race is on, especially between Michigan and the other state, as they have wasted no expenses in trying to improve that roster, although in the end they are still soft as Charmin, but that is another story for another video. Anyway, be sure to follow me everywhere at Maize Madman. Also, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Leave your comments in the comment section. I will, and I try to respond to as many as possible. Till next time, stay angry, my friends.
Thank you. Thank you for everything. Thank you for all the opportunities that you blessed me with. Thank you for this unbelievable family that I got to be a part of. From the coaches, to the staff, to the players, to the fans, I love you all so much. Thank you for the unbelievable support that you've given me. Throughout all the good times, throughout all the bad times, I will carry all these moments with me in my heart forever. I will be a Michigan man till the day I die, and I will only bleed maize and blue. Michigan is everything to me, and I'm just so glad that I was able to give everything to Michigan. I love you guys so much, and I'll never be able to tell you guys how much I love you. Go Blue forever. This is the Mutant signing off. Thank you guys, and I love you.
Gentlemen, this might be our best season ever. My ratings, they're about to go through the roof.
All right, now I'ma calm down. Son. I just don't get that all that Maize and that lock and all that puff. I just don't get it, son. And how the